Morning, everyone, and welcome to Stable Arena on Golden Campus, beautiful Lehigh University. We have a great game on tap tonight. It's a Page League matchup between the Boston University Terriers and the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Both teams fighting and jousting for seeding in the Page League playoffs, which will be occurring in about a week's time. And we bring you the home regular season finale, and we will be luckily be broadcasting that game for you tonight, as we are very excited to. I'm Alec Eskin. Alongside with me is Evan Woodward, and Evan, to say the least, the team's been struggling a little bit throughout the course this year, but there's been some obstacles along the way, and as we can see across from us, Lehigh missing two of their starters to start off the year in Bube Moma and Keith Higgins, and those two their losses are definitely felt on the court. Yep. So Evan, how can Lehigh overcome those losses? All right. So, hold on. We are having well, Evan's having a little trouble hearing through his headphones.
Some technical difficulties here.
So hopefully, oh well, hopefully now we can hear it because
Yep,
it was
here.
his headphone jack was not plugging in all the way. That's great job, Alec. Great job. But anyways, the third time's a charm. So Keith Higgins, Mue Molma out. They are out for today's game two of the starters to start off the year, and those two, and they have their presences are both felt and lost on the court. So how does Lehigh overcome them?
Yeah, there's going to have to be some young guys stepping up here today. Overall, the starting lineup is very young. We got Cam Gillis, a sophomore. Tyler Whitney Sidney is the senior experience on this team, and he had to take over for Keith Higgins once he was out for the rest of the year. And he's done a pretty good job this year so far, averaging close to 14 points a game. And so they're going to have to rely on his efforts here today, just as they did at the beginning of the game against Bucknell. But yeah, we'll see how it pans out here today.
And I would like to bring up how four of the five stars for Lehigh are sophomores or younger, and one of the freshmen that's stepped up this year for Mountain Hawks is the Canadian Montreal native Edouard Benoit, who has been averaging 9.1 points per game and shooting 44.1% from beyond the arc. And if not for him, Lehigh might be in a little bit more of a hole, and he's gonna need that having that 3-point shooting tonight in order to beat this Boston Terrier team.
I agree. I believe that Lehigh has to shoot a lot more threes here today. They've been shooting at a pretty good clip on the year, but they just have to shoot a larger volume and rely on players like Benoit today to beat this Boston University team, who beat them in the first occasion this year, 58-63. So we'll see if they can close out at least the regular season at home here with a win.
So, so our starters for today's game. It actually will bring you the starters right after the national anthem and right after team introductions. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. national anthem. I think that's the first time that someone's actually, at least that I've been here, where someone's actually said a national anthem rather than being on recording.
Yeah, I think that was a first for me as well. So
Yeah. Anyways, great rendition. Now and now here are the introductions of both teams.
with the conclusion of the introductions here, we're now just a few minutes away from tip off. As I started, the starting five for Lehigh is number 5, freshman Edouard Benoit. Number 35, first year Hank Alvey. Number 0, sophomore Cam Gillis. Number 4, sophomore Joshua Ingram. Number 22, senior Tyler Whitney Sidney. For Boston University, it's number 3, Malcolm Chimizi, senior. Number 5, sophomore Tyrone Alexander. Number 20, sophomore Michael McNair. Number 21, junior Nico Nobili. And number 24, grad student Miles Brewster.
And again the good starting lineup for both teams tonight. Again, a very young lineup for Lehigh. And again, Edouard Benoit has been has been a very good first year for them. And the injury bug has it's bitten Keith Higgins a decent amount these past 2 years. To Jamie, he was a really good player, averaging about 18 points per game before. As Tyler Whitney said, he gives us a fist bump. Great guy, by the way. Great guy. Very funny. But anyways, it's a shame because he had a very good year before he got injured.
Yeah, Keith Higgins was averaging almost 18 points a game. So since then, his injury back in January, they've had to pick up the slack, and Tyler Whitney Sydney has done a lot of that.
Yep.
Here's tip off. As we're underway here at Stabler Arena, Boston University wins. And here is number 24, Miles Brewster with the ball. Up at the top. 3-point line. Trying to get inside. Passes back out. Inside. Alexander passes out to the corner. Drive down low. Nice defense by Ingram. Outside shot clock winding down. Have to get a shot off. Turnaround J is good.
Yeah, that was nice spin move by McNair and at the free throw line, able to shake Whitney Sydney, his defender, and good way to get themselves on the board. Good way to get the Terriers on the board.
Here's Cam Gillis with the ball now for Lehigh. Hands it off to Alvey. Alvey to Tyler Whitney Sydney. Back into Alvey. Has a mismatch. Gillis crossover. Trying to call for a screen. Gets it to Ingram. Ingram over to Benoit. The mid-range off the mark. Rebounded. Here come the Terriers now.
A little rush there that first possession for the Mountain Hawks. Couldn't really get a rhythm going there.
Drive down low. Passes it out. There's McNair. McNair up to the top of the key. Mobley. Tries to pass it to Mobley, and that's a kick ball on Benoit, so stay with the Terriers.
Yeah, so far the possessions are both teams on defense have been playing solid. Lehigh is they've forced the Terriers to use a bunch of that shot clock, but outside one spin move, it's been lockdown D for both teams.
Yeah, mid-range shots aren't an optimal shot, so you want to force the opposing team. And that's an offensive foul on number 21, Nico Nobili.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, you could. I was watching underneath, and he was jamming his arm into Alvey there, and that's what drew the offensive foul call on him. I think they're actually looking to see if this is a flagrant foul.
Wow. So immediately the ref is setting a precedent that there's going to be no fighting down in the box here in the paint. So let's see if this is actually a flagrant.
So it's always a fight down in the paint. It's not like football or in the trenches, obviously, but you got to bully your way to get the ball and get those points, and it's not easy. And especially for Lehigh because all of he's only 6'9". Lehigh is not have their centers are not really that tall compared to the rest of the Patriot League, and it's part of the reason why, and it's big reason why they've been struggling a little bit is because down low in the paint they just don't have the advantage.
Yeah, and Nobili, who's the starting center today for Boston University, 6'10", versus Hank Alvey, 6'9". So last time I was here announcing, we saw him go up against Jeff Woodward from Colgate, who's 7 feet tall, and Hank Alvey did a great job of shutting him down. So no doubt he can play some great defense here against Nobili. Now Lehigh will start with the ball. No flagrant. There's Gillis to Whitney Sydney as Boston University starts a half-court press. Quickly broken by Lehigh.
Yeah, but BU trying to take advantage of the young Lehigh offense right now, and not Lehigh able to pass out of it there.
Here's the pass down low, slips to the hands of Whitney Sydney, and here comes the Terriers. There's Alexander. Pass it over to Nobili. Brewster with the ball now. Back to the basket, over to Alexander. The three-point shot off the mark. Rebound by Ingram. There goes Lehigh.
Not good defense there, forcing a non-optimal shot, and that's good. Their second turnover of the day.
Yeah, another turnover in consecutive possessions. This time, an errant pass by Benoit at the feet of Whitney Sydney.
Yeah, I think Whitney Sydney he looked to shoot before he actually had the ball in his hands.
Yeah, it might have been a little low of a ball, but just slipped through Whitney Sydney's fingers. Good defense there by Ingram. Here's McNair. The drive down low by Brewster. Can't get past Gillis. The Terriers are restricted to the three-point line. Trying to get in against Ingram. The shot is off the mark there by Alexander. Great defense, and the Terriers are able to tip it away. fight for the ball, spin, pass to the corner, and now they'll slow down the play.
Great job by Whitney City getting back in the play there.
Here's McNair. Out. Nobly pump fake 3, but foul by Benoit. Reaching.
And the Terriers able, again, very scrappy and great effort by Nobly underneath. He was in a fight with Alvey, and he was able to tip it back out, and BU was able to retain possession.
Yeah, so great effort here by the Terriers to start off this game. Still only 2 points to show, 2-0 to score. Here's Alexander with the ball. Drives down low against Ingram. Ingram doing a great job of staying in front, able to poke the ball away, and now go out of bounds off the Terriers.
And they don't look happy about that, but great defense by Ingram there. Alexander was his assignment. He was trying to bully his way inside, but great hands by Ingram, knocking the ball out and getting the ball back for Lehigh.
There's Ingram now with the ball to Alvey. Alvey waits for Gillis to the corner. Another pass that almost went astray, but Whitney Sidney able to hold it. Benoit now. Drive down low, shake. Post move is off the mark, just bounces out.
Again, and there's been no good look so far for the Mountain Hawks. Just not their offense looks a little stagnant.
Yeah, low combination of offense being stagnant and great Terrier defenses. Here's a shot down low. That's number 3, Malcolm Chimizi with the hook shot.
Yeah, Chinese there with the very evident weight advantage over Alvey. Gets a tough bucket there to extend their lead to 4.
Here's Gillis out to Alvey. Opposite pass it to Ingram. Ingram crossover, tough 3-point shot attempt. That doesn't even hit the rim.
Yeah.
And rebounded by Terriers and a foul on Benoit.
Not a smart shot at all from Ingram. He took a step back off balance shot that was from well beyond the arc, and it wasn't particularly close either. And again, just no rhythm for the Lehigh offense so far.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a panic shot. They just want one to fall here to break this scoring drought. Nearly, actually 4 minutes into the game, past 4 minutes. So we saw 2 games ago when they faced Bucknell. Bucknell could not make a shot for 9 minutes, and so Lehigh trying not to extend it that long. Is Brett Reed drawing up a play?
Yeah, and one thing I'm not seeing enough of is there's not enough movement on the offense right now. Too much standing around and trying to force it, whether it's the corner or underneath. You need to get more movement on the offense in order to get into the rhythm. And so far it just looks like that all Lehigh players just they look very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and the Terriers definitely came out here prepared. And Lehigh, too, just looking, they haven't really been drawing up a lot of plays. It's mostly just been some ball movement with setting screens. And it's very predictable, at least it looks for the Terriers, just on the ball screens, not much off the ball movement. And so it's kind of limited their offense thus far.
I would definitely agree with that. One thing that again, it's someone needs to take charge here, and I saw that Nasir Whitlock was actually was just about to check into the Mountain Hawks. So, and Whitlock's been a solid player off the bench this year, averaging just north of 9 points per game off the bench. And he was the big recruit last year because he got in his senior year, he got best player. He was rated overall the best player in the state of Minnesota, and he got a lot of very good, very enticing offers from other Division I schools, but he chose the Mountain Hawks, and he's been an asset for them thus far.
Yeah, Whitlock and Gillis, both sophomore guards. They've been great here for Lehigh in these first 2 seasons. Both got substantial playing time last year, too. So it's great to see them grow as a player. Now we resume play here with the Terriers having the ball. This is number 7, Asmar Abdullah. Subbing in. Here's pass to McNair, out to Abdullah. He tries to get the shot off. He does, and that's good. So immediate impact from him.
Yeah, Abdullah with the height advantage over Cam Gillis, able to take a step back shot in the mid-range zone and get a bucket for the Terriers to extend their lead to 6.
Here's Whitlock now with the ball for the first time, opposite the Gillis. Ingram Tries to get inside. Will get inside. Gets the hook shot off. No good. Rebound. And their scoring drought continues.
Yeah.
Is Abdullah. Pulls up for 3 off the mark. Definitely subbed in here with some confidence. Here's Whitlock now. Crossover. Dancing around the 3-point line. The push off to Knosman. Now at the corner to Gillis with the 3. That's a tough attempt. Rebound by Abdullah. And the Boston Terrier defense loves that shot right there. Crossover by Abdullah. Now to McNair. McNair drive. Out to Abdullah. Looking for a shot. McNair. Cross court. That's Palacios. Tough fadeaway. No good rebound. And that is a foul on Knosman.
Yeah, and again, I'm gonna go back to the last 2 offensive possessions for the Mountain Hawks. Again, their shot selection is not good. Like Ingram, he took a shot underneath with the defender draped all over him, and he took a wild shot, and then Cam Gillis took a 3-pointer. He almost made it, but it looked rushed. He didn't look like he was comfortable taking that.
Yeah, exactly as you said. I don't think really fadeaway post moves are part of Joshua Ingram's game, where he wants to be taking those shots. And also, these shots aren't really being taken at the end of shot clocks either. They're kind of just rushing their offense a bit.
And then one more, as Nobly makes his second free throw, underneath it, Nobly, he's subbing out, but he's been a wrecking machine in the paint for the Terriers so far, and I think I've counted 3 offensive rebounds already.
Yeah, 3 offensive rebounds already for Boston University. As here's Knosman with the ball. Conniff subs in. And now 7. Oh, the ball tipped away and stolen by the Terriers. Another turnover for Lehigh. Drive down low. Out to Abdul. Excuse me, that's number 20, McNair. Shot out. Sorry. Off the point and goes out of play for Lehigh's ball.
And Whitlock shaking his head right now, not happy with those offensive possessions, and I'm curious to see and like Conkeef. Generally, this is the first time I've actually seen him play in a game.
Yeah, it's good to see Conniff getting some minutes here. So he'll pass it to Whitney Sidney right back to him, and that's a great floater by Whitney Sidney to break Lehigh's scoring streak or scoring drought.
A nice bubble screen that from Conkeef as he dumped the ball off to Whitney Sidney, who was able to drive underneath and get a pretty easy hook shot up. And again, that's part of his bread and butter.
Here's the ball down low to Defty, stolen away here. Here's Knosman now. Hands it off to Tyler Whitney Sidney. Great crossover, makes the defender fall, and that's good. What a play from Whitney Sidney.
It looks, and the seniors arrived again. A great defense by Conkeef underneath, getting the steal and the turnover, and great job by Whitlock pushing up the floor, taking a step back shot behind, and crossing over his defender.
And here's the shot by Alexander off the mark, but he grabs his own miss, and that's stolen away again. Knosman, Whitney Sidney drives with confidence and gets the foul call. He's going to the line.
And now I think we're starting to get them out, see what the Mountain Hawks can do on offense. Whenever they're on the fast break, their offenses look very good. It's so they look calm, prepared, they look fluid. In the half court offense, however, it's been a different story. So I think the key for the Mountain Hawks right now is to try and push the offense and get quick buckets.
Yeah, the fast break play has been great for the Mountain Hawks so far. Whitney Sidney's first free throws up and good. And it's been all Whitney Sidney here so far on the offense, scoring all 5 points. And we said that they needed someone to step up. And of course, it's going to be the senior who's had tons of experience here in his time in Bethlehem.
And a fantastic Lehigh career as Alvy's going to sub in for Conkeef.
Albie will come back in. Great minutes from Connie. Saw some defense from him, and his substitution led to a 5-point streak here by Lehigh. as even though it was very early in this game, the Terriers are making it difficult. As Whitney Sidney's second is up and good. Here's Brewster now with the ball for the Terriers. Hands off to Abdullah. Here's Brewster. Brewster down low, up and good.
Quick bucket there for Brewster, and I don't want to talk too much as Lehigh looks like they're on the fast break.
And pass almost goes out of play. Here's Ben Knosman now. Knosman down low, Whitney Sidney. Backs the defender. Cross court. Up by Nasir Whitlock and off the mark. Rebound.
It's a shame. Whitney City had Cam Gillis wide open just beyond the three-point arc, just behind the three-point line.
But just couldn't get the ball there in time. Here's Abdullah now. His shot off the mark. Abdullah is taking the majority of the shots here for the Terriers once coming on the court. Ball nearly stolen away. Here's Whitlock, and that'll be a foul on Abdullah.
And again, now I'm noticing a little more speed in Lehigh's offense. I don't have a direct line to Brent Reed, but it looks like they've been following my advice ever since I mentioned play a little faster, push a little more, and go on the fast break.
Yeah, we saw this before too, where they're able to just break these scoring droughts by switching up and going to the fast break offense. In particular, they did with Colgate. They kind of started out slow and ended up scoring 94 points. And so that was also off the back of some great three-point shooting, which so far in the two attempts have made none.
And you're correct. It's been, again, it's interesting because Whitlock, he's been the only one with points so far in this game. We knew the senior had a big impact, but he's had a fairly significantly larger impact since this game, and I think they're gonna have to. I think he's gonna have to step up, if they want to win this game, because so far I've yet to see anyone else make a decent play on offense.
Yeah, and as great as Whitney Sidney is, you know that's not gonna last for the entire game as much as we would love it to. But overall for Boston University, they've really spread out the scoring load. McNair, Nobili, Brewster, Chemezi, and Abdullah all have 2 points. And so as a team, you like to see that. But for Lehigh, it's been few and far between here.
It's not a one-man show. You can't have just one person going off and expect to win a game. You can't. It doesn't work, especially because I've seen teams that have only one player score the majority of their points, and by the fourth quarter, since I've been playing so much, they are hunched over and they are winded. It's not. If Lehigh wants to win this game, they're gonna need someone else on this team to start making some shots.
Yeah, sometimes in the NBA you'll see some gifted scorers. Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid sometimes can carry a team. College basketball is different. The defense is a lot more intense, and so usually a star player by the fourth quarter, if they're carrying the scoring load, need to rely on their teammates, kind of push to the finish line. As now we resume play here. Lehigh down 6-10. Whitney Sidney inbounds the ball, tipped away by the Terriers. Will stay with Lehigh.
Now let's see. Now they're in the half court offense, so a little bit slower now. Let's see if they can find a way to counteract the Terrier half court defense.
Pass into Alvey. Hands it off to Gillis. Gillis now. Oh, great pass to Alvey. Down low, and that's a great block there by number 3, Malcolm Chemezi. Wow, he went up and got that.
Yeah, I don't think Alvey was expecting him to come up and make that block. But again, great job by the Terriers and another turnover.
Yeah, Chemezi's arm went well above the rim there. Now the Terriers now with the ball. Alexander dribbling at the three-point line. Can't get past Knosman. Great defense. Here's a long three from Brewster off the mark. Rebounded Gillis. And here he goes fast. He gets it inside, and I believe a foul. That'll be on the Terriers.
And that'll be on Brewster again. Yeah, when they go on the fast break, they're able to create positive things for themselves. Like Gillis there, even though no bucket, it'll draw a foul.
And here's Gillis now with the inbound. And that's a really long pass. Nearly stolen away, and it will be stolen away here by Nobile. And down low, that's a foul against Brewster as he'll go to line. Looks like a very awkward shot there.
Yeah, just not not a great shot for not a great inbounds pass. Very dangerous, and Terrier is able to make the Boundhawks pay. Great play by Nobley, and they took a page out of Lehigh's book, pushed down the court, and they were able to draw a foul there too.
Yeah, you can see Knosman calling out for the ball there before that turnover happened, and he thought he had enough space to work with, but the pass just could not get over the head of the towering Nico Nobili, 6'10", as Brewster hits his first free throw.
Now Alfredo Adiasa is checked in for the Mountain another first year.
And second is up and off the mark. And that was rebounded by Adiasa, who just checked in. As Alex stated, is Gillis now with the ball. Pass it to Whitney Sidney. Whitney Sidney now. Down low to Adiasa. Excuse me, Alvey. And great post move there by Alvey. Scored 2.
A clear high advantage in the paint. Great recognition by Gillis to get to him, and an easy bucket there for Alvey to get and gets himself on the board.
It's Alvey now. Great defense from him. Forces it out to 3-point line. Now he has to go back to playing defense. Spin move. And Terriers with the offensive board. That's Nobly. And that is off the Terriers, and it'll be Lehigh ball.
Great triple team there on Nobly. Again, great defense there by Alvey, not allowing him an easy bucket. Alexander may have. I'm sorry. Chemezi made a nice move underneath, able to get a pretty good look, but just not able to hit it. And a great effort there to get the rebounds.
Great job to break that defense, and that's going to be a foul on Alexander as they plead their case. But I do believe he got an arm in there and kind of impacted Ingram there.
Yeah, about to say, almost tore his but he almost tore his arm off there.
Yeah,
it's not. I was about to. I was looking like there's no way that that's not a foul, right?
I'm not sure what they were pleading for there, but they did not really have a case. Here's Ingram now with the inbound out to Whitney Sidney. Gets the screen from Alvey. And the floater is up and good. The senior looking good here today. 8 points early on.
And now down by 1, and again, despite their slow start on offense, they're only down by 1 point. Their defense has what's been keeping them in this game.
Here's Nobly, pass off. McNair. The corner, can I see who that is? But the 3-pointer's up and way off the mark. Somehow, Chemezi gets the rebound, and like 2 Lehigh players fighting for the ball, and
yeah, that was not good. That was not a good shot by Nobly. I don't. He'll claim that was a pass, but that better lucky than good sometimes, Chemezi able to get a decent look once he got the rebounds.
Yeah, and didn't even hit the rim, but somehow Lehigh did not come up with the rebound. And here's the steal now by Brewster and the dunk. Not what you want to see if you're Lehigh. 15-10 now. It's just as soon as you got it within distance, as here's Gillis's shot is off the mark from mid-range.
Too many turnovers here for the Mountain Hawks. Just too many sloppy plays and an easy fastback there for Brewster.
McNair with the fake. Good fake. The 3-point shot is off to the left. And nearly stolen again here. As Alexander's just pressing the ball whenever he gets the chance.
Yeah, the Terriers they're a scrappy team. And the Lehigh's got to be very careful with the ball, and almost another turnover right there.
And we can see here the name Terrier is a very fitting team for this scrappy team here from Boston. So far, it scores 15-10 as there's another timeout. 5 turnovers for Lehigh so far. Although Boston University has also had 5 turnovers, but it seems like it's been more impactful for Lehigh as it's led to more direct points.
Yeah, and it's not, and again, like it's just not. Again, there's too many solid passes like that. Very dangerous, and again, that's what's led to a lot of turnovers.
And here's the pass out to Tyler Whitney Sidney, and that's a three.
And that was a great pass by Whitlock. I thought he was going to step out of bounds, but he able to do a wraparound pass underneath, find a wide open Whitlock from beyond the arc, and a 3-pointer for him. And he's been red hot so far.
Yeah, I think you give Whitlock as much or even more credit on that as Whitney Sidney. Here's the back down low. That's number 14, Ben Defty, but they get the board, and Defty goes back up and gets a 2.
Yeah, it's a shame because he kind of played great defense underneath. It's just that Ingram was not able to get that rebound, and after I believe it was Chemezi. I think it was. I'm sorry. Maybe it was. I'm sorry.
Alexander, I think. Yeah.
It was Alexander. Yeah, and he was able to get a bucket.
Whitney Sidney draws the foul as he'll go to the line to extend his 11 points, maybe to 12 or 13, and we'll have a timeout first. And we are back here after the conclusion of that full minute timeout. And for Lehigh, it's been a game of turnover after turnover, leading to bucket after bucket for the Terriers, but keeping within arm's reach here, 13-17, only down by 4. And without Whitney Sidney, who knows how big that deficit would be? He has 11 points so far on 4 of 4 shooting, perfect from the field and from the line.
Yeah, and it's like, and again, like they've looked pretty, like they have not looked good they have not looked great on offense at all. 5 turnovers in the first about 13 minutes of the game, but yet they're only down by 4 points. Make that 3.
Whitney Sidney makes that free throw. 12 points already here.
And the only other points have been the 2 by Alvey. It's been amazing. It's been the Tyler Whitney Sidney show for the Mount Hawks in this game so far.
Yeah, and in the Bucknell game on national TV, actually, he played very well that game. And it was kind of a similar trend where he gathered most of Lehigh's points there early on as others began to step up, and that's a foul on Conniff.
Yeah, and again, getting the paint there, and again able to draw a foul there as Alexander. His big weight advantage underneath, despite not being the tallest guy on the court. He's able to throw his body around a little bit, and he's been getting rewarded so far.
And as we said before, Defty did not start this game, but is on the floor now for Boston University. 7 feet tall, and without Conniff on the floor, he would be towering over everyone. And he's already had an immediate impact in this game as well. And Alexander makes both of them. So 19 to 15 here as we have 7 minutes to go. This Patriot League game, second to last game of the year for Lehigh. Same with Boston. As Whitlock now with the ball.
Yeah, Terriers now going back to that full court press. Interesting. Maybe I'm guessing their thinking is maybe they can create some panic and cause some more turnovers.
Yeah, because Lehigh's been a bit shaky here, and so it kind of encourages them to do that. Here's Whitlock with the turnaround J, and good.
Able to thread the needle there is Whitney Sidney getting a pass right underneath. Whitney Sidney at about the free throw line, able to take a turnaround jumper and knocks the shot down for his first points of the game.
Yeah, and with only 6 minutes to go in the first half, Whitlock becomes the third Lehigh player to score, as there's down low number 14 Ben Defty for his second bucket of the game.
Yeah, and Defty's he's a pretty big guy, 7 foot, lots of handle for the Mountain Hawks, and able to use that head advantage over Conkeef to get that layup.
And Conniff's gonna have a tough job down low. Ingram cross round behind the backs, and that is good from 3-point land. What a play by him.
That Josh Ingram showing the moves right now on his defender, and able to acting like he's a drive inside. Nope, takes a step back, grab beyond the 3-point line, takes a shot, and is able to hit it. Actually, no, it actually wasn't a 3-pointer.
Yeah, they have it listed as 2-point shot. Actually, it looked like it was behind the 3-point line, but there's Abdullah now with a 3-point shot.
And Whitney Sidney trying to get aggressive and try and steal the ball from Defty, but just not able to get there quick enough.
And now we're seeing the Lehigh offense click. Whitlock with the floater, 24 to 21, as the Terriers call a timeout. So just as we said, only 2 players have scored. Make that 4. Excuse me, Lehigh called timeout. That was the Terriers. But just to regroup here, take advantage of this scoring spurt here. Whitlock now 2 of 3. Ingram with that shot as well, which we thought was a 3-point shot, but it was for 2.
Yeah, interesting time to burn one of your timeouts to be Brett Reed. You only get 5 of those per game. Actually, you used to have less. Actually, actually, no. My apologies. You only have 5 of those timeouts, and interesting time to use one of them.
Yeah, that's why I believed it was the Terriers, because just after getting a bucket and kind of getting some momentum, you call a timeout, which is questionable. But let's see what Lehigh does out of this timeout. Also to mention here, Lehigh has made 6 of their last 7 field goals, so a great little run by them.
It's because they're starting to give themselves better looks, more high percentage shots.
Here's Abdullah now with the lob up, and that's a great alley-oop. Wow. Abdullah to Defty.
Yeah, that was a bit of a poster right there. I didn't think Defty would be able to go up and get that, but he proved me wrong, and he did. And that's gonna be that'll probably be a top 10 highlight reel play for the Patriot League ESPN station.
And that's the foul on Whitney City. But going back to that play, I mean, Abdullah, he flipped out of his hands. It didn't even look like he even tried it. Kind of just left his hands, found Defty perfectly, fooled the Lehigh defense, and great job by the Terriers.
Yeah, you don't really see a lot. Yeah, don't really see a lot of those plays in the Patriot League. It's again, Defty, 7-foot guy. You really don't ever. You don't really see like that many tall people in this league, and it will use all 7 feet of his height there to get that bucket.
And Whitney Sidney finally shows that he's human and misses a free throw shot. But still 26-21. Some substitutions here. Conniff will take to the bench while Hank Alvey take his place for Lehigh. And I believe Palacios comes in for Boston University as well.
Yeah, and Conkeep getting a lot of minutes here in this game. And he's played overall played well. His defense has been very good so far, which is what he's known for.
And now here is Brewster with the ball, passes it off. Chimezi, Brewster now, down low. And that'll be a foul on Gillis, but not on the shot.
Yeah, that'll be that'll be the 8th foul for Lehigh, and then Boston right now they're in the bonus. I'm sorry that.
I think next foul it'll be, yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, I read that wrong. Yeah, so next foul they will be in the bonus.
Here's Brewster with the ball again. And great defense there by Alvey, but the Terriers retain possession. Brewster now over to Alexander for 3-point shot is good.
Nice cross-court pass to Alexander, just at the top of the key, able to get a wide open 3-point shot and able to make good on it.
Yeah, so every time Lehigh gets close, the Terriers just push him away. Whitney Sidney drives down low, and that's a great acrobatic play. Up to 16 points now for him.
Yeah, despite the height advantage that Alexander poses, able to adjust and make that bucket.
Here's Chimezi now. Hands it off to Alexander. Alexander. And tipped away by Alvey. Great defense by Alvey so far. He's forced 3 steals. And here's Whitney Sidney now, almost loses the handle. Gets it to Gillis. Gillis now calling a play, being the floor general. Gets it to Ingram. Into Alvey. Alvey now down low. Pass over to Whitlock. Time's running low. Whitlock pulls up. Off the mark, rebounded here.
Yeah, and that again the half court offense, they're not getting enough movement. And that's what's causing some of the rush shots and low percentage looks.
Yeah, and Chimezi got that floater to go. 31-24 here. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Here's Gillis to Alvey. Alvey now calling for the pass. He sets a backdoor screen for Tyler Whitney Sidney, but no good. Here's Alexander now. Alexander fighting against Ingram, and he'll get the call. And I'll be on the floor, but they're in the bonus, so I believe he will shoot 2. Oh, excuse me. 1-1, actually. Forgot, this is not the NBA. Timeout concludes. Lehigh down 24-31 here at Stabler Arena. So far, it's been an action-packed game. We saw an alley-oop We saw Tyler Whitney Sydney so far with 16 points already before the end of the first half. And we've seen a very spread out scoring game here for the Terriers as they'll go to line now for 1-1. Alexander, that is. There's Alexander with his first shot coming up. It's good. So we'll get another one.
So far making good on his free throws, and again, the Terriers, whenever Lehigh's gotten close, Terriers have always found like a little spurt or something's gone their way. They've able to keep the Alex in arms, been able to keep the Alex in arms distance so far.
Yeah, and I believe that this is now their largest lead at 9. So let's see if Lehigh can start to battle back here before the conclusion of the first half. And that's going to be a foul on number 5, Alexander, Tyrone Alexander.
Yeah, let's see if he can make it on these one-on-one here.
Yeah, so Hank Alvey at the line here.
Currently a 75.9% free throw shooter on the year. Pretty good for a big man.
It's up and off the mark. So they will not get another shot. Here comes Brewster now with the ball.
And Boston now with the largest lead of the day at 9.
Inside. And that's up by Defty, but they'll call the foul on the floor, I believe.
Yeah, again, not good rotational defense on the Mountain Hawks. Terriers able to get clear mismatch underneath with Ingram on Duffy in the paint, and that was not going anywhere good. That was not going anywhere good. So honestly, a smart foul by Ingram to at least force Duffy to to at least earn his points underneath.
Yeah, and you definitely see an issue here now as we have 7-foot-tall Ben Dufty and 6'10" Nobly on the court for the Terriers, but no one really to match them except for Frank Halvey, but he can only cover one man.
Yeah, and Dufty makes the first free throw. I mean, he's up to set. He currently leads the Terrier of all the guys on the floor right now. He leads in points. It's not surprising considering his height advantage.
And his second one is off, rebounded here by Knosman. Here's Gillis. So they're gonna have a tough time getting into the paint with 2 players over 6'10". But Knosman now with the ball. Backdoor pass. That's a great pass and a great finish by Tyler Whitney Sydney. And he'll have a chance to get up to 19 points here before the conclusion of the first half.
That's easily been their best offensive play of the day by far. Logistically and play calling. It's been that was what you call threading the needle underneath to Whitney City, who did a backdoor cut, got underneath the basket, drew a foul, and got the bucket, and now a chance for one more.
Yeah, you know, a play is great when you can see it coming from a mile away, but you can't stop it. And Whitney Sydney converts. Yeah, and that backdoor pass by Knosman was perfectly in line. And here's Brewster with the ball as they're up by 7. Nobly down low. Good defense by Knosman, but Nobly has 5. And that's gonna be a foul. I was gonna say Nobly is 5 inches taller than Knosman, so it's definitely a tough task.
And now put the let's see, that's their 9th foul. So any foul from here on out this half will be 2 points for the Terriers. And again, nobody will get underneath and draw a foul, and they've been wrecking the Mountain Hawks in the paint so far this game.
Yeah, and he'll miss the first free throw, but as Alex said, 1-1 is done, so they get 2.
And Nobly he's had a nice game so far. Only 2 points, getting a lot of rebounds for the Terriers.
And he misses both of them. Whitney Sydney now with the ball. Pops it to Gillis.
Speaking of Whitney Sydney, he's got 19 points already on the day.
Yeah, that's an insane number of points here early on, and Adesa's shots off the mark. And now here's Brewster. About a minute to go. Long cross-court pass and miscommunication. Palacios wide open, but misses. Rebounded by Tyler Whitney-Sydney.
That was a little lucky.
I think Palacios was just as confused.
Yeah, I think everyone was surprised, including himself, that he was that wide open.
And the Days is pushed in the back, I think, by Palacios. So he'll go to line.
And now Lehigh in the double bonus, so he'll get 2 shots. That's huge. Yeah, Dace making his presence known so far whenever he's been on the floor. Again, no points so far, but playing good defense, playing good defense, and playing good defense, and which is keeping them out in this game. They're losing by 7, but he's a big reason why they're not losing by 15, maybe even 20 so far.
Yeah, and a Day says a 65% free throw shooter. So let's see if he can make one, and that's well short.
That's the Achilles heel of this Mountain Hawks team. They are not the best free throw shooting team, and that's what's been. And again, free throws are, you could argue, they're the most important part of a game. And if you don't make them, you aren't going to win.
Yeah, and going back to that game earlier in the season, as he makes the second one against American University, who at the time was top of the conference in the Patriot League. They took them to overtime, but for Lehigh, they shot over 20 free throws that game and only made just over half. And so if they had made one more, they would have came away with the victory. As great steal by Whitlock. And his pass is tipped away by Palacios. Here comes Abdullah. And stolen away by Whitlock. And stolen again. 4 steals here in the matter of 10 seconds. And the Terriers decide to call a timeout. I think that's the right decision. 20 seconds to go here.
Yeah, it's a shame. Lehigh, I think it was Gillis who got the first steal. Lehigh had a clear advantage on the fast break 2-on-1 and not able to, and getting the ball stolen away by Palacios. And then Whitlock almost had a fast break of his own, but again, I think it was also stolen by Palacios. So again, 2 very good defensive plays by him, saving 2 easy baskets from Mountain Hawks. And again, Mountain Hawks they're looking more fluid on offense. They're looking like they're more comfortable, as opposed to the beginning of the game, and that's not. And again, it's credit to the Terrier defense, and but again, outside Whitney-Sydney, Whitlock's been the guy who I would say put the ball in his hands, because he currently he's a second league scoring leader right now, but he only has 4 points, so he's the only one who's at least proven today he can make a shot.
Yeah, and just going back to Whitney-Sydney too. I know we've praised him here today, but 6 of 7 shooting. He's been a bright spot here for Lehigh. In an otherwise not so great offensive shooting performance. Here's Brewster now with the ball. He'll decide to hold it as he wants to get the last shot here in this first half. So Cam Gillis on him, staring him down, and they'll begin the play. Abdullah now with the ball. Hands off to Kyron Alexander. Alexander now. One-on-one play. Gets the shot up, and that's good. And time will run out. They do get the last shot. Alexander converts, and the Terriers now with an 8-point lead here at Stabler Arena. So not the best way to end the half for Lehigh, as I'm sure they're going to have talks about who else can step up other than Whitney-Sydney on the offensive end, try to close this deficit. Alec, what's been your thoughts so far?
I don't know. Despite not being able to make a bucket for the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, they're only down by 8. They're not this is a more than winnable basketball game, but they got it. But they gotta stop. They have to limit the turnovers. That's what's been giving the Terriers momentum, and it's what's been stopping theirs. If they can cut down on the high risk passes and generate better shots, they'll have a good chance to come back in this game and potentially pull a comeback win over the Terriers.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games where the deficit feels a lot larger than it actually is. But we'll see what happens in the second half. We're gonna take a break here as the end of the first half, and we wait for the beginning of the second half. We'll be back in around 15-20 minutes. We're Lehigh Sports Broadcasting. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back, and we're ready to start the second half here in South Bethlehem, Saucon Valley side, as we have Lehigh trailing Boston University 28-36 here. So far, it's been the Tyler Whitney Sydney show, 19 points on 6 of 7 shooting and 6 of 7 on free throws. Other than that, it's been few and far between on the offensive side for Lehigh. Only 4 for Whitlock, 2 for Ingram, 2 for Alvey, 1 for Adesa, and that's it. For Boston University, it's been much more evenly spread, scoring with Alexander taking the lead 9 points. And Alec, what are your thoughts here on the second half? What does Lehigh have to do to kind of fight and claw their way back?
Cut down the turnovers. You cannot have the turnovers you had in the first half. You're trying to force inside, or trying to swing it and not being careful of where every defender is. You have to be able to cut down the turnovers and get high percentage looks. Do not settle for 3-point shots. You need to get high percentage looks in the mid range because that's where this team does their best work.